Anthropic, which is the maker of Claude, one of the most popular AI products with consumers and enterprises, has put out a blog post this morning saying that it has looked over its evaluations that it's been doing on its AI models, various models that it has, some that have been publicly released, some that it's just testing, and found that over tens of thousands of evaluation runs, so it's doing these tests internally, that in at least 3 instances, the models had gained access to the internet and then gone on to gain access to another company's systems via the internet as part of completing its challenges. This, of course, is a nice way of saying that it's essentially hacked into these other companies without being explicitly told to do so.
Do we know what Anthropic was testing?
Yeah, so these models that these companies have are capable of a lot of things, and the companies look at them and say, well, we've got to figure out exactly what we're dealing with here. Not only what it literally do, but also how it reacts in certain situations, because you give tasks or challenges to these bots and they want to understand how it's going to react. Unlike traditional computing, which is what they call deterministic, it's kind of like a calculator. You say 1 + 1, you're supposed to get 2. With AI, it's 1 + 1 equals, well, who knows? It depends on whatever it's been trained on. So in the process of testing them, where they do these challenges, including this one known as capture the flag, where they say, hey, AI model, I want you to go and get this thing. We'll put you in this little environment that's supposed to be cut off from the internet, and you do whatever you want to do, whatever you think you need to do to get that. That was the testing that it was under that led it to then go and seek the answers from these other companies' systems.
So do we know how the AI model managed to access those systems, or as you say, essentially hack those systems?
Yeah, so the evaluations were supposed to be done in an environment that weren't connected to the internet. In fact, the models had actually been told by the company, so the AI itself had been told, you're not on the internet, so whatever you do, you don't have to worry about hacking other people. Unfortunately, it seems that they actually were connected to the internet, that a third-party provider that was essentially providing the software, almost like the playground where this was happening, had left it open to the internet. And then as a result, these AI models, which in some cases knew that they weren't supposed to go out on the internet and do these kinds of unauthorized access, decided, well, we were told this wasn't the internet, so clearly what's happened is we actually just have all of this in our playground, and so we went and did these things thinking we were doing the right thing, but not actually knowing that in reality they were out there, wreaking havoc.
This happened months ago, right, Cam? So why are we only hearing about it now?
I think it's a really good question. So last week, OpenAI announced that it had discovered a similar thing. This is kind of the first time that we knew about that. I guess not to be outdone, Anthropic has now discovered it has had the same thing. It said last week's disclosures had made them look into their own testing, had made them check it out and discover that this had happened. And I think this raises questions which we're hearing from AI safety experts, which is, companies say they have these really, really powerful AI technology. It's capable of doing these things. How come these things are happening, these incidents where you're going out in the open, you're affecting other companies, potentially causing real damage, and you don't even know it's happening until after the fact? I think a lot of people will not only want to know why it happened in the first place, but why it took so long to come out.